So, in a few weeks, I will be turning 40. I honestly cannot believe it. I am very excited about my upcoming birthday. But I was sitting around and I was thinking about some of the things that I've learned in my 30s and some of the things that I don't want to carry in this next chapter of mine. So, I took some time to write some things down. But my 30s, they weren't bad. They were actually beautiful. They were heartbreaking, messy sometimes. In my 30s, I lost my husband. I became a mother again. I bought my second home by myself. And I have been learning who I am as a single woman. And some things I've learned I want to share with you guys. So here we go. One is that to love people where they are and not where you want them to be. When I think about this, I think about my husband a lot. My husband was a good man. Was he perfect? No. And but there were things that like I wanted him to do. Like I saw more potential in him than I think he saw in himself. And during his last year of life, which I did not know, of course, that was going to be his last year, but I had made the big decision like, you know what? This is who this man is. This is who I decided to marry and have children with. And I love him. So I'm going to love all of him. And that's even some of the bad decisions that he had made. And with doing that, when he did pass away, it helped me a little bit because I was more intentional on just loving him during, like I said, our last year together. And I can look back and I can say, you know what? I did my part. And I loved Brandon for exactly who he was. And it made me feel good. I've learned that peace is more valuable than being right. Sometimes, you just want to be right because you know you're right. But my peace has become something that I just cannot live without. And I don't care if you my granny, my mom, a friend, whoever. Even if I know I'm right, I'd rather just let you have it. Win the argument, win the whatever it is, because I don't want my peace disturbed. So instead of me trying to prove something to you, I just let it be. And that has become very useful in my life. Comparison steals joy. One of my great examples for this is social media. I could say social media. When my husband had passed away, I had got my real estate license. I had wanted my real estate license for years and never had the opportunity or the chance to go out and take the classes to get one. And the opportunity came around, so I did. I took advantage of it. Got my license. I started at a brokerage. I thought I was going to be doing some things, and then I found myself pregnant with my youngest son. When I got pregnant with him, it was a rough pregnancy, so I stopped. I put my real estate career on hold, and it's been on hold ever since. And I'm not saying just because of him, but just because of life, right? And with that, with me putting my real estate dreams on hold, I've been seeing other people who have gotten their license after me, like selling houses and doing all these other things in real estate. And I'm like, oh my God, that should be me. And why hasn't this happened for me? And I'm like, Krystle, because that is not your journey. Everybody's journey is different. I don't know what he or she had to do to get their license, what they went through to get a household or whatever. But I know that my path had changed because of decisions that I had made And it was a blessing for me. I love my son. I could not imagine my life without his extra energized spirit. But I realized that I would get sad sometimes though when I be thinking about that. I'm not jealous of those people, but it's like, oh my, if I would have done this or if I would have did that, and it's like, no, you did what was right for you at the time. You did what you thought was best for you in that moment with the mindset that you had at that time. So I intentionally choose not to compare myself to anybody anymore. Healing isn't linear. Some days I feel like I've done all the healing that I could do for certain things in life, right? Because healing is not just about one thing. Healing, you heal your inner child. You heal yourself from past relationships. You heal yourself from self abandonment and all that type of stuff, right? And some days you may take a step back, and you don't even realize it at the moment until you're like, oh my gosh, why am I doing something that the old me has done, and I know that this version of myself would not accept or would not want to do. So I realized that healing is it's a journey. It's not linear, and it has its own paths, ebbs and flows as well. Rest is productive. I don't know who on earth decided that you need to be working all the time when in the Bible God rested. I think it's something like growing up in a black household. When you're younger, your mom, wakes you up on a Saturday morning to clean up the house, turns on the music and everybody's cleaning, right? So I think it started with that. You think about it. Monday through Friday, you go to school. Saturday, you wake up and clean. Sunday, you go to church. Where are we resting? When do we rest? And I think growing up, I felt like if I was not always resting, if I was resting, I was not being productive. Things would not get done. And I realized that rest is one very important for me. And it is productive. It's so productive that I take rest days, okay? And on my rest days, they all are different, but sometimes I will sit here in my house and just eat, lay in my bed, watch TV, right? Or some days I might take it easy and I may do a load of laundry or something like that, but I am moving very slowly throughout the day. I'm not deep cleaning my house. I'm not doing all of that. But what I've realized is that when I take those rest days or naps or whatever I need, once I'm recharged from that nap or rest day, I get so much more done. I feel so much more energized. I feel like I can conquer whatever I need to get done at that day. So I've realized that rest is very productive. Being alone is not the same as being lonely. For me, I used to feel like if I wasn't in a relationship or if I didn't have a partner, that I would be lonely. When I lost my husband, I was forced to be alone. But I've come to enjoy my alone time, honestly, a lot. And I've realized that I'm never lonely. Of course, I have my children, but I have myself. I love going out on vacations alone. I like taking myself out to eat, shopping, movies, whatever it is. I love my alone time, and I'm never lonely when I'm doing it. And I hate that I had to learn in the way that I've learned that being alone is not being lonely. But it was something that I needed to, for myself. It was something that I really did need to figure out in this life. I think I learned this one like in my 20s, like early 20s, but I accepted it in my 30s because like in my 20s, when this would happen, I would be like, oh my gosh, woe is me. But some relationships are seasonal. They just are. we may not want to end friendships or romantic relationships with people, or even family relationships, you know, but sometimes it's necessary because they are only there for that season. They were there to teach you something, or to help you grow, or to show you what you do not need to be doing. And although it hurts, I feel like once you realize that they were only there for that season, for that season, it helps you grow. I know for me it has. I've lost friends in the last few years who I thought would be in my life forever. And when I say barely talk now, we may even talk now like once a year. And it's not even the same friendship anymore. I'm thinking about one in particular, but yeah, that person, those friendships were only for a season, and that's okay. That's okay. I've learned that it is okay to start over. Um, I've started over on a lot of things, especially like my YouTube channel. I've started over parenting, um, different business ventures. I've done a few things in my life, and I will end it and start over something new. And I realized that it's okay to do that. You know, sometimes people feel like you're a failure because you did not finish or complete something that you wanted to do. And it's like, no, I tried it. I didn't fail. It just didn't go as planned. And it's time for me to do something different. It's time for me to start over. And it's okay to start over. Start over as many times as you need to. Protect your nervous system. For me, protecting my nervous system, especially because one, I am a single mother now. So I get overstimulated sometimes with just day to day tasks with, getting children here and there and taking care of a toddler. My job is really loud. Right now they're doing construction, so it's extra loud in there. And sometimes you just need peace, quiet. And for me, peace and quiet always calms and grounds me. So I'll take a break, go outside. At home, what I'll do, I can go outside and place my feet in the grass and actually ground myself. Take a drive. When I'm at work, hey, I need to go to the bathroom and just clear my mind for a second, and just be alone for a couple minutes. Protecting your nervous system, especially as you get older, I know for me is very important in my day to day living. So that's something that I've realized that I need to do, and I do it. One thing I realized in my 30s is that my faith has carried me further than fear ever could. I want to use the example of my home. Before I got this house, I had to sell my first house that I had. I wasn't scared about selling that house, but I was nervous about finding a new home. And then I decided to get this one built. In that process, it was scary. It's scary to try to do something on this scale alone if you've never done it before. All the plans that had to go into building the house and all of that. So I did a lot of praying. And then before I got the house and after I closed, I was nervous about keeping up with my mortgage. Just being honest, things change all the time. People get laid off, sick, whatever, fired. Just things happen, right? The economy is ever changing. And with those fears, I used to be like, Lord, please don't let me lose my house. Don't let this happen, or don't let nothing break down, or whatever. And instead of me, being scared or whatnot of the unknown, I have just been praying and leaning on God. I know that's what I do for myself. And doing that, I ain't been late on no mortgage. I ain't been late on no bills. I have not missed a meal. My children are okay. Um, and I don't even do no overtime. I just been leaning on God, like honestly. And my faith has really been carrying me this far because, whew, y'all, life be lifing. Some of the things that I want to leave behind in my 30s are one, trying to control everything. I have been a control freak probably all my life. Feeling like I said earlier, like things need to be a certain way, for things to be perfect. And knowing that I can't control everything basically has helped me slow down with trying to control my life. Like you cannot control every single aspect of your life. You just can't. And when you're trying to control everything like how I was, it will drive you crazy. When I lost my husband, I realized that, Krystle, you have no control over everything that happens in your life. You just take one day at a time and you allow things to happen and you process them and you move forward. The things that you can control, do it. But everything else, you have to let go and let God. I will no longer be carrying relationships by myself. And I'm not even talking about just romantic relationships. I am also talking about my friendships with my girlfriends, cousin relationships, all of it. When you are the one who is always calling and checking on somebody, trying to make plans, hey girl, let's hang out, let's do this. And, you know, they're not trying to do the same thing or, not trying to make time for you, it can get draining. It also can make you feel like, what type of relationship is this? I just feel like it's just me. So I am no longer doing that anymore. When it comes to guys, if he can't be consistent, I'm letting it go. There is no point in me trying and hoping for somebody to change, and they're not. I always feel like this: like people make time and they do what they want to do. They make time for the things that they want to, and just like I do. And if someone isn't putting in time and effort for you, it's time to pivot and shift and let them do their own thing. I can't turn 40 and doubt myself no more. I just cannot. And honestly, I don't know why I ever do doubt myself. Like, not saying that every single thing, I'm just perfect at or anything like that. But most things in my life that I have wanted to accomplish or wanted to try or do or whatever, I have done it and have done it successfully. And even with a business, if it does not, for me, this is just how I look at it. Even if it doesn't go as far as I wanted to or had in my mind at first, I'm like, I did it. And most of my stuff, like, especially when it comes to a business, I stopped because I just wanted to stop. It's just me being inconsistent, right? So I'm like, I am capable of many things. And self-doubt is just something I should just not have in my vocabulary. I should not be doubting myself at all. I just shouldn't, because I am very capable and most people are. We just have those little thoughts that probably somebody else put in your head because of how they feel about themselves. And it makes you feel like, well, maybe I shouldn't be trying to do this. So self-doubt, I'm throwing it out the window. Believing every emotional thought. Y'all, my mind gets a little crazy. And sometimes I get those thoughts that are so emotional and it's like they are real. Let's take YouTube, for example. Starting back, it makes you feel like, well, what if no one likes my videos or no one comments, subscribes, or whatnot? And you'll get so emotional inside with all those thoughts and you won't record. You won't press record anymore. So believing those thoughts are no longer, I cannot do that anymore because they are hindering my progress, not just for YouTube, but for my life. I've noticed it as a pattern because I would get so emotionally invested in what was in my mind. And it's like, girl, you ain't even making no moves anymore because you're stuck in here. So that is something I am no longer taking along with me on my life journey. And then, last but certainly not least, I am no longer waiting until I feel ready. Um, when I say that, I mean like, okay, just an example. So I have my toddler, and I want to travel more. And I'm like, I can't travel all the time because I got my kids and this and that. And I'm like, no, stop waiting till you feel ready. I can't wait till my son is a teenager to start traveling. I would never go anywhere, and I want to travel. When I say, I know I can take my children with me, but sometimes I want to do some traveling alone. And if I waited for my kid to grow up, I wouldn't do anything. If I waited for myself to lose weight, to wear a certain swimsuit, I may not never get in that swimsuit. So I am no longer waiting till I feel ready. I'm going to do it because I want to do it. If it makes sense and it's in the right timing, I'm going to do it. So those are things I'm no longer doing anymore on my journey to 40. And one thing that I've really learned, if I didn't learn anything, is that in my 30s, is that life can change at any second. I mean, in the blink of an eye. And no one is promised tomorrow. So I am going to live my life today because I am alive and I am thriving. And I am so excited about turning 40, you guys. I got some exciting things that are coming up soon that I'm getting ready to do. I will share with you guys later what those things are as they happen. I just feel, I don't feel like a new woman. I don't feel like anything like that, but I just feel excited. I was excited about my 30s, but not like how I am about my 40s. I heard like 40s, you get into that like, I said what I said and I don't care. And not that I don't care because I care, but I'm just letting things be now. And it feels so much peaceful, so much more peaceful in here to live like that. And yeah, I can't wait to see who this woman I am becoming will look like in the next 10 years. But if you are in your 40s and you made it to the end of this video, let me know some of the things that you have left in your 30s or left behind, and that you did no longer carry into your 40s and beyond, or whatever age you are. And things that you no longer carry with you anymore. I am genuinely interested in how you guys have like changed the course of your lives. But if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next video. Hope all you guys take care. And yeah, bye.